Being in tune with yourself and aligning your personal strengths with your business expertise is a formula for 10xing your results. And today's guest is a master of this, of understanding all of the components of who you're being, how you're showing up, how you're marketing, and how you're selling to really create that next level business that you are seeking. Because we know as entrepreneurs, you are mission driven, you are vision driven, and you always want to be moving in the direction of your next level, of your next big success in your business. And so I'm going to welcome up today's guest, Shanel Evans. Hello, Shanel.
Hey, I'm excited to be here.
Me too. So let me introduce you to the amazing powerhouse, Shanel Evans. She is founder of Socially Savvy and the co-founder of FyreSavvy, which we'll talk about today. And with her 100K Vibe, VIBE methodology, she helps clients dominate the online scene and rake in millions. And she slays with her credentials. She's a certified SWAM business. She's won the Small Business Phenom Award, and she's a retired CPA. I didn't know that about you until this. And when Shanel is not busy running the show, you can find her enjoying family time in Virginia or indulging in some bling bling shopping online or binging Netflix. Because, we're binging FX shows right now, but there's always some kind of good binge to be diving into.
Absolutely.
Yes. And I love Shanel. You're always like, right now we're recording and it's the holiday time. And so she'll sometimes have like her Christmas sweater on video, or, this episode will be evergreen. So we want to dress for like evergreen time.
Very intentionally did not wear a Christmas sweater today.
Yes. Well, I'm excited for us to dive in today, and let's just let people know a little bit about how you got to where you are now, and a little bit of that evolution, and then we'll get into some of the big ahas and tips for today.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things when we talk about, just my background, it really, when I reflect on it, it is about taking your expertise, and it's always kind of like woven throughout what I've done. And I'm sure your listeners maybe feel the same way, but the way that you implement and the way that you execute and show up in that expertise it may be different. So as Celia referred to, I'm a former CPA, born and bred accountant world, right? But one of the things that I was very fortunate in my accounting career is that I had very broad roles in terms of business development and working with marketing and diversity and inclusion and working with startups. And one of the things that I recognized early on is the importance of collaboration between departments, but also the importance of showing up as, you're and really standing in your expertise. And as head of a national multi-billion-dollar construction organization and working in diversity and inclusion, what I recognize is that there are opportunities for us as women, as, people of color, businesses, but because we don't always aren't aware of them, we don't always have those opportunities. And one of the other things that I'm just really passionate about is just being able to help businesses, small businesses, create that visibility. So I was at a point when I recognized that I wanted to pivot and really lean more into my business development skills. And so I launched a social media agency right at the beginning of the pandemic. And it was an opportunity for me, one, to lean into a different area of my expertise, but also being able to just partner and work with some amazing businesses and create awareness and visibility and helping them develop so that they could be in the forefront of their communities.
Amazing journey. Oh my gosh. So much just gold there. And I can really see how your journey in your previous career set you up to what you do now, the diversity and inclusion and working with large corporations, but also that ability to is that more of your reflection? At the time, did you know oh, I'm helping people step into their expertise, or is that something that you became more clear of over time as you in your entrepreneur journey?
Yeah, it was definitely evolution. I've always been entrepreneurial, even
Yeah.
when I was in corporate, which is why I loved working with startup or startup organizations or startup departments, because that's really what you're doing is you are fighting for your department to stay alive. And that's what we're doing in business, right? You have this great idea to launch a new department or launch a new division, and you have to fight for it and really carve out a niche and carve out your messaging. But in terms of that visibility part, yes, I recognized that that was something that I was good at, but I didn't recognize how great I was at it until I started doing it as an entrepreneur.
Yes. And then of course, your message develops, you work with people and,
Mhm.
you have that exchange and then it just evolves. And I know when we first connected, you were more on your marketing agency side at
Mhm.
that point. So you were
Mhm.
marketing I think you have like a product where you sell like
Yeah.
prompts.
Mhm.
And I think that was like my first thing I ever saw, a piece of content of yours that I saw. And that was
Mhm.
well over a year ago. I'm not
Yeah.
sure exactly how we found each other online, but and so do you still have your marketing agency, or is that something like, what does that look like for you now?
So what I've done is, and this is so important to take a step back and reflect over, your career, your business journey. So I had a very, thriving social media agency and was making, decent money, multiple six figures in it, worked with some amazing brands and some amazing coaches. But what I recognized is I was the bottleneck in my business.
Mm-hmm.
Had to literally touch every piece of my client's work. Even if I delegated it, there were still pieces that I was not able to delegate fully. One from a mindset perspective, but also just from an actual tactical perspective. My hands lived on the keyboard. What I also recognized is that my clients were coming to me for business strategy. They were coming to me for business advisory. They were coming to me for high level marketing strategy. They didn't necessarily need me to be the ones that was delivering the done for you content. So what I've done is transformed my social media agency, partnered, and now do business advisory. So I offer marketing strategy, messaging, and client attraction strategies, but I do it in a way that my clients are asking for, but I do it in a way also that's more authentic to where I am in my journey, but also how I can help my clients be able to accelerate in their goals as well.
Mm-hmm. Amazing, amazing. And so we had an initial call, and there was something that you said that really stood out to me that I had noted for us to discuss
Mhm.
today. And it was like being really clear on the problems that you solve for people.
Yeah.
And I remember the way you positioned it, when we first talked about, was like such a light bulb moment for me, because you had said that, I'll just repeat what I heard you say and then we can
Mhm.
go from there. But like you said that you had this agency
Mhm.
and people were coming to you for the done for you service. However, when you really saw what people were coming to you for,
Mhm.
it wasn't necessarily that.
Right.
So can you share about that?
Yeah. So in my agency, I was a full service done for you social media agency, which means that I was doing the strategy, I was creating the content. My team, myself and my team, I say me, but myself and my team, we were creating the content, we were coming up with the themes, we were scheduling out the content, and that was overwhelming. But what I also recognize is taking a step back and saying, okay, Shanel, you've launched $3 billion in construction projects.
Yeah.
You have traveled the world and coordinated with business development and marketing and finance departments. You've helped businesses reach, next level in revenues. Are your clients coming to you for your hands to be in Canva? Or are they coming to you to tap into your brain? And honestly, when you make those changes and you kind of sit back and reflect, it can be scary, because when you are used to working with clients and they're coming to you and they're paying you for certain things, and then to just kind of wash your hands of it and say, okay, today I'm not going to do anything in Canva, right? I'm not going to do whatever I'm being facetious, but it could be
Sure.
whatever it is in your business. So today I'm not going to do anything in Canva. Anybody that's coming to me for Canva, just don't come anymore. I'm only offering this next thing. It can be scary because you're used to doing the thing. And what we also have to remind ourselves is people are coming to us for our brains. They're coming to us for the analytical skills. They're coming to us for different perspectives. My clients were coming to me to give them new, fresh ideas on how to package their expertise and show up in a way in their content that was different than what they've seen before. They didn't necessarily care if I was the one doing the Canva thing, right? Or whatever that thing was, that, admin thing was. So I had to really kind of take a step back, and I won't lie, it was some tearful moments to say, okay, this is what I'm known for, but now this is what I want to be known for, and making that transition. But once I burned down that area of my business, I did not look back, because I knew I was able to serve my clients in a way that, one, solved the problem that they were facing, but then also in a more authentic way that reflected my personality, my skill set, but also what they were coming to me for.
So it was like you just really took a step back and was like, okay, I'm doing the social media, I'm doing the done for you. But people, when I reflect on my conversations I'm having with clients and how these conversations are going, it's more about the pricing, the packaging, how they're showing up, the visibility, than it is so much the tactical stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And once we kind of recognize that as entrepreneurs, as coaches, it really does open up a world of new opportunity for us, because then we are able to have different conversations with our clients, but we also are able to be a little bit more agile in how we package our expertise for our clients as well.
And what do you mean by that, more agile?
Well, if people are only coming to me for a done for you service, there's really a limit to what I can offer them.
Right.
And if they're coming to me more for a strategy, then I can offer that strategy in a coaching program. I can do it in group coaching. I can offer it through what we call our Unmastermind, which is a 3-day retreat program. So it gives me a lot more flexibility, but I'm not able to do that if my hands are glued to the keyboard and I'm only committed to serving my client in one particular way.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for that clarification there. And we got to hear a little bit about your offers too. And so let's take it back to, okay, so when we're clear about the problem that we're solving, and becoming clear on that problem really helped you to pivot your business. What problem, like what problem did you think people really had then? Or did you see that they really had, that they thought having an agency would solve for them?
Yeah. So what I thought people were coming to me for, and in some cases they were, what I thought that they were coming to me for, and what problem I was solving, was they needed content and did not know what to create. And so the answer to that was, okay, you ain't got to think about the content. I'll create it for you. Right. Yeah. That was one, very, clear, basic problem to solve. Is you don't know what to say. Cool, I'll say it for you. But what I recognize is that my clients were coming to me because it wasn't necessarily that they didn't know what to say. They needed clever ways to say it. They needed to tap into, how they showed up. They needed to get over some of their mindset hurdles of how they were showing up and how consistently they were showing up. And being able to coach them through some of that mindset stuff is a lot different than saying, I'll just do it for you. Yeah. I have to now kind of coach you through, all right, let's pull out these pom-poms. let me put on my cheerleading skirt and guide you through how do you tap into that so that you can do it repeatedly over and over for yourself and not just hand it over. So one of the new problems that I solve is those mindset hurdles of, I know my clients know they need to be consistent, but how do you show up consistently as yourself without feeling like you're, kind of stuck in this box or talking into the abyss of social media?
Yes. It's so powerful because I, as a consultant myself and coach, but also, connecting with consultants we're not agency owners, but there are some overlaps with some of the challenges that we face. And I literally, this was a message from God a couple weeks ago, and it was like, Celia, you teach them how to fish, don't fish for them. And you just reminded me of that. As that agency owner, you're fishing for them, right? You're doing it. And then, but when you empower them with the skills, to be able to do it themselves, it's with them forever, and it grows and evolves with them as they grow and evolve.
Yeah, it's a different skill set. It's a different level of client that comes to you. But again, it goes back to like addressing those problems. Are people coming to you because they want to know how to fish? Or are they coming to you because they want to know how to get over the hurdle of knowing how to fish, but doing it repeatedly over and over and over again?
There you go. There you go. Like, do you want one lesson, or do you want the full, do you want the mastery?
Exactly.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm sure that our listeners and viewers are just getting so many ahas. I hope you're taking notes right now and really capturing all this gold, because this is like the behind the scenes of the thought processes and the transformations that Shanel has taken inside of her business to now. I mean, she has a 7-figure and beyond brand. So let's talk about what you're doing now with your business partner in your company.
Yeah. So during that time where I burned down areas of my agency, I collaborated and was coached. And I think in this age, collaboration and partnering is just really important, whether it's sharing audiences. When we think about collaboration, it doesn't always have to be partnership, but sharing audience, sharing influence, sharing your impact, right? And so my coach at the time, who is now my business partner, she and I were clients of each other. I hired her as a revenue acceleration coach, and she helped me kind of repackage my agency services. She hired me as her social media agency, which is completely it's just a funny story that I burned down that piece of the business that she actually hired me for. But what we learned is that being really clear in what our expertise is, right? And so when we're looking at partnership and we looked at collaboration, Donna, my co-founder, she is a genius at like revenue acceleration and sales. That's her jam. Like, she is one of the top 5 sales coaches in the country. What my jam is taking somebody's big vision and giving it back to them in like really clear implement tasks that they can execute and then show up bigger. So my clients will come to me when I was in the agency and they're like, hey, like, I want to get visible. We create visibility for them. But I'm like, you don't really have an offer that people can go into. Or we would create visibility. I'm like, you kind of need sales training. Like, you got all these people in your calendar, but you're not closing any of them. So what started happening organically is that Donna and I started referring clients to each other. She would help clients build up offers. They needed visibility. She would turn them over to me. In the case if they needed sales training, I would refer them back to her. If I had a client who I'm like, yeah, I could do that, but you really, really, really need somebody to help you build out an offer suite, then I would refer them back. And what we decided is we're like, okay, this is really working well organically. And our clients honestly kind of asked for it because we were referring clients back and forth to each other. So we hosted what we called our Unmastermind. It's a 3-day in-person event. It literally was just me bring my clients, Donna, you bring some of your clients. We're going to host this thing where we plan out our 2023. And at the end of the session, our clients were like, okay, so we already know there's an offer. Like, what is it? And we're like, we don't have no offer. We're literally here bringing our clients together. And they're like, nah, we need an offer. We need an offer. We want to be able to come back. So our clients, again, thinking about what your clients are coming to you for.
Yeah.
Our clients at the time were looking for the community. They were looking for business advisory. They wanted a one-stop shop and not have to go around and look for various coaches in different areas. And so we offer that. And so FyreSavvy is our business advisory group that we built together, 7 figures in 7 months. Our clients are amazing and are doing, some really cool, amazing things in their businesses and their communities. But that's how it started. It started very organically with us working with each other, referring clients with each other, but then also recognizing, yeah, we like each other and we have a good vibe. Why not do something together?
Yes. Yes. Oh, I love it. So did y'all go into the back room and be like, okay, we got to put together an offer?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like midnight, 1 o'clock is like, all right, So this is what I got. This is what you got. Let's marry them together. Let's figure out what our clients want. And that's pretty much how it was birthed.
Yes. So offers on the fly, everybody. You don't have to have the offer all figured out and perfected in order to sell
Yeah,
it.
you offer what your clients want and what they desire and what problem you're solving for them.
Yes. Yes. And so I wanted to add to what you said, like when you bring sales and marketing together
Mhm.
under one roof, I
Yeah.
mean, that is the ultimate.
Mhm.
I have taken the last year to really intentionally connect with marketing experts. I love people like yourself. Like we come on, and because like the sales and marketing go hand in hand.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
not over here in silo. They're together working in
Mhm.
harmony and unification for the business. So I'm so inspired by how y'all came together and I love it when it happens organically too.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Because it makes the conversations easier. We're friends, so that helps with the camaraderie. And we believe in the mission of the organization, but also we believe in our clients. And so that makes it even that much more powerful.
Yes, 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 amazing. And because people feel that too. And like we've had
Mhm.
conversations where you have clients that started with you on the marketing agency side
Mhm.
and now they're in FyreSavvy and
Absolutely.
and that they just continue to stay in your ecosystem
Mhm.
and invest with you because they're continuing to grow. You all are continuing to up level and grow.
Mhm.
People want to be a part of that. And it's so good to have a mentor that you trust or mentors that you trust that you want to stay with versus like the coach hopping and all of that people do.
Yeah, absolutely. Container hopping is what I call it. Bouncing from container to container, trying to find your home. Our people
Yeah.
come to us and they want to stay. And so we try
Yeah.
to make it as easy as possible for them to get results, but then so that they can stay for the community.
Yeah. And so if you're listening to this or watching this and you're a container hopper, really assess because there's something that you're looking for,
Mhm.
that something a need that you have isn't being fulfilled and you're continually jumping from one thing to the next.
Mhm.
So get clear on what it is that you're really looking for and what you want so that you can find a mentor and align or mentors to align with that can help you to really get out of this cycle,
Right.
right? So you can put your roots down and grow.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because that's stressful.
Mhm.
Starting over and over again, getting somebody to understand your business well enough, getting to know and vibe with the community. That's
Yeah.
stressful, right? And we don't want to be stressed. We want as much ease as possible. So, yes, finding your home is so important.
It is. It is. So let's get into take our last few minutes here and we'll drill in some value for our listeners
Mhm.
because I think they've gotten so much from this. So if somebody is, they're in that place where they have this business and but they know that they could serve their clients at a deeper level and maybe they're not clear around the specific problems that their clients are facing that they solve, like what tips or recommendations do you have for them to get some of that clarity so they can start that pivot?
Yeah, absolutely. So one, being really clear about where you are in your own personal journey, right? So being clear about, okay, here's what I want out of, my vision for my life. When we talk about, just yourself, getting in tune with yourself first. Here's what I want to do over the next year. Here is what my expertise is. Here's how I want to deliver it. Am I somebody that wants, to be able to travel, or am I somebody that really enjoys that one-on-one content? Whatever it is, being really clear and in tune with your signature self. Then being able to understand your client well enough. And sometimes it takes asking questions. Sometimes it takes, taking your dream client that's currently in your program and sitting down and trying to figure out, okay, here's what the results that I've got for you. Tell me exactly what those problems are. So not being afraid to talk to the clients that you currently have so you can
Mhm.
either go and attract more of them, or being like, okay, I've attracted that person, but now I've evolved. I want to attract a different level of client. Take some different types of conversations. So talking to your clients, talking to your timeline. Celia, you mentioned my prompt cards, but the prompts are a perfect way of getting your timeline to talk so that you can tap into the pulse of your potential clients. And then the last thing is just really being clear about your signature offer, what we
Mhm.
call like your top level offer. that's your expertise buttoned up, nicely packaged up, but doing it in a way that addresses the problems that your clients have. Build in some signature experiences so that they really feel loved and thought about and cared for, but then also addressing and answering problems that they have on an ongoing basis.
So I hope you all had your notes. You can go back and rewind and listen to what she said. Yeah, because there was some gold in there too, because you talked about what did you say? Your signature system?
Your signature offer
Your
suite.
signature offer suite. Okay, so you have different levels, and then you had the experiences piece.
Yes. Yeah. Every interaction with your clients should create some level of experience for them. You don't want it to feel like a cookie cutter program. You don't want it to feel like, okay, she took my money and now, I'm not getting anything from it. So adding in customization and personalization and even in-person experiences really help that bond so that your clients feel thought about, but they also feel like they walked away with value, but also in a really like cool signature way.
Yes. Yeah. And people are wanting to come together more and more in person. I mean, post COVID, it's like everybody wants to get out in person and connect. And what could you share? You don't have to share any names, but could you share like an example success story of somebody that's been with y'all for the last year that has, used all of your methodologies and FyreSavvy to really next level their business?
Yeah, so two people come to mind. One, I'll note her. She's Deanna Jean. We know her as the collab queen. She has a really thriving community, a networking collaboration community.
Yeah.
But what I love about Deanna is that one, she's really clear on how she likes to work with clients. She really builds in ease in everything that she does. She builds it in ease for herself, but also for her clients as well. But what she also is, she's an action taker. And so we can literally trade voice notes in the morning, and then I'll look at her feed and it's already in process. She doesn't overthink it. She doesn't hesitate. She takes the advice and runs with it because she trusts the system enough to know, okay, they wouldn't let me down. They're not going to give me bad advice. So she's an action taker. And then the other person that really comes to mind is somebody named Ilika. Ilika is a coach for wellness entrepreneurs who recognize that they want to get out of the overwhelm and want to stand up on social in a signature way. And she hosts retreats as well. One of the things that I love about Ilika is that, she really was honest and was like, okay, what I was doing before, she had a pivot in her business. And she's like, okay, what I was doing before is not working now. And we sat down and kind of looked at her expertise and really, really, really drilled into her next level client and the problems that she wanted to solve for that client and how she can go about solving it. And Ilika leaned all the way into her signature self, but then she also started hosting and launching new services that specifically address her next level clients' problems. Because here's the thing, we can address problems all day, but if they're not for our next level signature client, then we're just kind of still stuck in that rut. But Ilika leaned all the way into addressing the problems for her next level client, and the results, she's selling out retreats, she's selling out master classes, and it's really cool and fun to see.
That is. Wow. It's just, and it's so inspiring to see your clients taking off and thriving. And
Absolutely.
yeah, there is that's why we do what we do.
Because sometimes as coaches, you're like, okay, that you're excellent, that you get results, but we all have moments where you're like, nobody likes me, this isn't working, I'm down in the dumps, what's going on? And then you get that call from a client or a screenshot or a voice note that says, yo, I just sold out 2 spots in my treat. And you're like, thank you. Like, yes, that action, it works. I know that it works.
Yes. I know, it feels so good. And then they're sharing and they're raving, and it's awesome. So we have linked in the show notes. We're going to have all the links to connect with you. Let's make sure that we I want to get the link to your prompt card so people can go purchase those. So we'll make sure those are there. And then we're directing people. You have a quiz quiz, right? That people can come take. So tell us about the quiz.
Yeah, so the quiz is in just 7 minutes, you will tap into your signature self. And what by that I mean, a lot of times we know who we are in terms of a person, but we don't necessarily know what our signature profit persona is to attract more of our aligned clients online. So in just 7 minutes, not only do you discover your profit persona rather, but you also get power words and social media captions to be able to use literally today that can start to attract that client, that's a signature client headed into the new year.
Okay. All right, y'all. So you got to go take the quiz. And then if they want to connect and have a call with you and learn more about FyreSavvy, will that quiz take them to there, or is there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
the quiz will take them to don't quote me. I think it's going to take them to a calendar link.
Okay.
And then I'm on social media, all things social. I'm at Shanel Evans, and it's Shanel with an S.
Yeah, go find her. She has live streams.
Yeah.
She just dropped some new photos that are fire. Like, oh my God. Those are probably the most beautiful photos I've seen. Did you have those taken on your trip this summer, or
we did, if they're the photos I'm thinking of that you saw, I did a Dubai trip with my husband. We went to Dubai and we did a flying dress photo shoot in the desert, and it was magnificent. It was the hottest I have literally ever been in life. But the photos, all for the sake of fashion, all for the sake of content, it was worth it.
Worth it. So worth it. They are just gorgeous. So you have to go see her photos, and just because that branding, that next level branding, that's something that you advise your clients on as well. So they can see what's possible for them. Well, thank you, Shanel, for your generosity and your expertise. Thank you to all of our listeners for tuning in. And maybe we'll have Shanel back in the future, and she can share updates on where she is and what's up with FyreSavvy, because it's obvious that she continues to grow and evolve her business, and they continue to show up and do what's best for the client. So what you see today may not be there tomorrow. It could be something 10x from there.
Love it.
All right. Thanks, Shanel. Thanks, everyone. Until next time.